Well, good evening. Today is Thursday, April 24th, and I got a few stocks for tomorrow. Something to keep an eye out, something to watch on. So we got Apple. We did break above the supply zone. What I want to see is another break above the supply, so that way we can test this other supply level at 211.44, 212.94. Ideally, you could probably see a drop down to the support line in the morning, and then a break, and then a push up. If not, we could lose it, that supply, reject from it, as it should, and we lose the support level. We can see for more downside, or at least a pullback to this 200 level, and then a possible push back up. But realistically, I mean, given price action, how everything's moving, I honestly think we're gonna just barely get underneath the supply and then push right back up, claim the top end and pushing on to the next level, which we also have a 212.94 resistance. Here's another one I wanted to get into. This is gonna be a swing trade, but what I would want to see in a perfect world is that we come back and test the breakout and make another push to the upside. But I would also be open to another continuation ladder to the upside as well. First price target we're gonna be looking at is 23.75 to 23.90, and then we're gonna come up to this level. Is this 25.67.26? Really, I guess hypothetically speaking, it should take. I forgot to put that on auto. I mean, I say 3 days, so I guess next week's contracts should be okay. 25. Those are pretty cheap, actually. Even on here. So you can go with next week's May 2nd's contracts. Better options would be your 24 calls or your 25 calls. Higher risk but more reward would be your 23 and 22 calls, or even in the money calls. You want more time just in case, you could go with the 25 calls here as well, or double standard and do the 28 calls. But that would be a swing I am going to take tomorrow. So yeah, what I would really prefer is if we had a nice pullback, retest that breakout. But we'll see. I mean, we did fight it a little bit throughout the day today, so highly doubt it'll pull back. So yeah, Apple, small pump, pull down, and then a push back up. And then Walmart is another one I'm gonna take. This is a swing trade as well. If I remember right, they have on the 15th. Yep, on the 15th they have earnings. So we still got a few weeks, like 2 weeks for that. And as you can see, we did have this downtrend, but then we made a higher high and a higher low. So I would really like to see this 99.02, even 100. But then we can get into this gap right here. It's 102 167, 102.27 gap. I'm gonna dim that down. It's a little too bright for my taste. But honestly, I think we're gonna hit this 200, this 99, possibly break into that gap. Maybe just a little bit by Tuesday or maybe even Wednesday. But for confirmation, I would want to see it to push above the supply zone. Seems like we did break above it in the overnight and came back into it. Bell opened up and we did this whole little fuckery yesterday. Then we pushed up against, up into it, closed in it, and popped up on it a couple times today. So I would really like to see it just to break above, and at that breakout would be my entry. As long as you have the right amount of volume and everything. Even if we're in the level, I'd be willing to see for reject. But if price action is telling me in the first 30 minutes that it's gonna push up, I'm gonna take entry within the range as well. Be a little early, but your stop loss for your calls would be at that bottom of that supply, or puts would be at the top of that supply as well. But I'm looking into calls. I want to put push this on for the next day. Well, it would be 2 weeks out. I already had it pulled up. So I was looking at the $100 calls, or maybe even the 99 calls. But just given on the range, this is $6 range. This is a $4, $5 range. I like to stay within a $5 range. Me personally, just seems easier to maintain the price and get the price to close at the right, at what you want, or at least close to it. But yeah, I'm going for calls. I don't recommend it. You're gonna lose money. It's just my own opinion. Like I said, I want to see a breakout, break above that level, and yeah, the supply zone. There you go. It's a 96.03. I want to see a break above 96.03 for confirmation for more for an upside trend. There you go. Good taking a screenshot or just rewind the video. Okay, so IWM, we did have pretty good push. Kind of exactly what I was expecting, but like I said yesterday, break above 92, we're gonna come up and hit the supply zone. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So what I want to see for tomorrow is either a push up and we break the supply zone once and for all, be at the top of that 195.51, and we can look for the next levels, which is a demand zone and an area that was found as support a few times, which is 196.67 to 197.10. You could enter right at that breakout and wait for the push up. Another thing that could possibly happen is that, since as you can see we did close below that supply, we could also see for another push down, maybe come and retest this 192 and then push back above it. So, but if we were to lose this, we do have this area of support, small but still viable, 191.73 to 192.07. It's an area you could see for a bounce. If we were to reject that bounce, say we come down to 188.14 again, 188.10, which is that gap. But yeah. Okay, for SPY, I did call this out. yesterday as well, as I was looking for a push up. We did leave a demand zone that we could look for in case it does drop. But same as IWM, I do want to see it come down and retest this level. If not, we have the support or resistance line that we could also watch. Maybe we open at it or above it. We could also watch for a push and then a bounce from there to this demand. Right at this 553.68 to 555.14. Hit that, and then our last final day for the end of the day, we could see for 563.20 to 565.65. Which honestly I believe this can happen in just tomorrow. So keep in mind, this is support and resistance line at that 549.50. We want to see it break, bounce, and then take off from there. And I did take the time to do QQQ as well. So for QQQ, we have support and resistance. It's been used a few times in the last 6 months. So 467, I want to see it bounce and then push up. Target 478, this would be your first initial trim, and let a runner go till you hit this demand zone at 485 to 486.65. But we could also see that it rejects from there, retesting this supply zone at 463.38 to 461.78, and then bounce from there. Or you could also watch the 21 EMA on the hourly chart. Seems that it has respected it a couple times. Hasn't been doing the best lately, but it does respect it sometimes. You see a touch there. We had a breakout from that 21. Kept pushing up. Uses it as resistance. Anywho. But yeah, my bias is leaning for upside for tomorrow. So what I do have, just so we can wrap it up, what I do have on watch is for SPY upside. First level to watch, 553.68 to 555, and then followed by 563.20 to 565. For IWM is a break above 195.51. First target to watch is 196.67 to 197.10, and then 263. So $200, 63 cents. For Walmart, break above 96.03, and this will be a swing for 2 weeks out. First target to watch is 99.22, and then a gap fill of 167 to 102, and final price at 105.01. Essentially, we could also watch for Walmart to reject inside the gap or at the top of the gap as well. Okay, for Apple, I would like to see a break above 207.95 for first target at 211.44 to 212.94, and 212.94 would also act as a next entry for your swing to following week from 212.94 to 219.23 to 221.02. Rocket Lab, this is the swing 3 weeks out. I would like to see a 21.46 bounce. If that is not an option, I'm also interested in just continuation above pre-market highs. For first target being at a resistance level of 2375 to 2390. If it's followed by a breakout of that 2390, the next target you could watch for is 2567 to 26. Tickers again are RKLB, Rocket Lab, USA, AAPL, Apple, WMT, Walmart, IWM, and SPY. I guess, yeah, that's about it, to be honest. So thank you for joining the stream, or at least the video, watching the video. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night, or a good rest of your night. Trade safe, trade smart, and chase the dream. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, cannot be held liable for any profits or losses that you obtain using my analysis. I recommend you do your due diligence and read up on how to trade, or watch YouTube videos on how to trade before entering the market. And I also do recommend you start paper trading whenever possible, so that way you have more confidence and experience in trading in the market. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's Friday. Guess I'll see you on Sunday night. Have a good afternoon or evening.